Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is a fantastic day to dive back into the beautiful, chaotic mess of our favorite LA fashion dynasties. We have so much to unpack from the June 9th episode, and honestly, my head is still spinning from all the drama. Grab your coffee and let's get right into it. So let's just jump right into the deep end because I am still screaming at my screen over this Brooke and Katie situation. Honestly, I have been covering this show for years, and I don't think I've ever seen Brooke Logan get played quite this beautifully. And by her own sister, we all saw that massive confrontation between Katie and Brooke. It was tense, it was loud, it was classic Logan sister drama. They were going back and forth, and you could just feel the years of resentment bubbling up. But then they did something that actually shocked me. They made a pact. They shook on it. And Brooke looked so incredibly smug, like she had just won the lottery and saved Forrester Creations all in one afternoon. Brooke was just so happy, so relieved to hear that Katie wasn't going to poach any more Forrester employees for her new fashion house. Brooke really thought she put Katie in her place. But here is the kicker, and it is a massive, hilarious kicker. Brooke actually agreed that Katie could hire as many Spencers as she wanted. She literally said the words. And I was sitting there staring at the TV thinking, wait a minute, did Brooke just forget her own daughter's last name? Hope is married to Liam Spencer. That makes Hope a Spencer. How did Brooke not see this coming? What were the writers thinking, making Brooke this blind? Or maybe it's just brilliant because Brooke is always so focused on the Forrester name that she completely forgot her daughter is legally a Spencer. I mean, let's be real for a second. Brooke is going to be so totally blindsided down the road. She is walking around right now thinking Hope is safe at Forrester Creations, completely ignoring the fact that she just gave Katie a golden ticket, a literal free pass to hire Hope away. And Hope has been so frustrated lately anyway. Liam has been in Hope's ear for weeks, telling her to jump ship and go work for Katie's new Logan company. Hope has been resisting, but now Katie has the ultimate loophole. I can't with Brooke sometimes. I really can't. You guys know I love Brooke. Well, sometimes I do. But her arrogance here is just off the charts. Let's talk about the history here for a second. Brooke and Katie have been at each other's throats for decades. It's always the exact same cycle. Brooke does something boundary crossing, Katie gets mad, they fight, Donna tries to play peacemaker, and then they eventually make up. But this time feels different. Katie isn't just crying in a corner. She is actively building a rival empire. And she is doing it with Bill's backing. Remember when Brooke and Bill had that whole affair? Yeah, Katie remembers. Katie remembers every single time Brooke looked down on her or took what was hers. So this Spencer loophole, it's not just a business move. It is deeply, intensely personal. Katie is taking Brooke's daughter's line. It's poetry. It really is. And then we have Katie going straight to Bill. She went right to Bill to fill him in on this sneaky little deal she made with Brooke. And of course, Bill was absolutely thrilled. You know that smirk Bill gets when he knows he's about to ruin someone's day? Yeah, he had that exact smirk. Bill is just so pleased thinking about the massive shock that is looming over Brooke and everyone else at Forrester Creations. It's going to be a bloodbath. And Bill, being the ultimate hype man for Katie when he actually wants to be, assured her that she shouldn't let Brooke's doubts get to her. He told her the sky is the limit at Logan, especially with Hope's line in the works. Can you imagine Hope for the future moving over to Logan? The fans on social media have been predicting this for a while, but seeing it actually take shape is wild. Bill promised Katie this bright future ahead, and they even took a moment to celebrate together. And honestly, it was kind of nice to see them celebrating. I know their history is messy, like super messy, but seeing them united against Brooke and Forrester Creations is giving me life right now. It feels like the old days, but with a fun new twist. But okay, let's pivot. Let's pull back from the corporate boardroom drama because we desperately need to talk about the younger crowd. The kids are out of control, specifically Dylan and RJ. Things took a very interesting turn between them in the June 9th episode. So, we know that Will and Elektra are having this big reunion, right? After all that horrible toxic plotting from Ivy, Will and Elektra are trying to make it work. And that leaves RJ and Dylan entirely out in the cold. They were just hanging out, having this little pity party, commiserating over the fact that the people they want are back together. RJ has these intense feelings for Elektra. We saw him kissing her hands a few weeks ago, acting all smooth, channeling that dark Massimo Marone energy. And Dylan, poor sweet Dylan, she has feelings for Will. She actually moved out of Will's beach house so she wouldn't stand in the way of his happiness with Elektra. She was being so noble. Dylan just wants Elektra to be happy, despite the deep sadness she is clearly feeling for herself. She is trying so hard to be the bigger person. But RJ is not trying to be the bigger person at all. RJ definitely wants to see Will and Elektra break up. He is probably plotting right now. But in the meantime, he needs a distraction. And guess who is right there? Dylan. So what do? They don't just sit around and cry. No, they go out. It wasn't long before Dylan and RJ decided to hit up the Bikini Bar for some dancing. Bikini Bar. We haven't had a good, messy, tequila-fueled night at Bikini Bar in a hot minute. And let's really break down that scene. The neon lights, the loud music, the way they were looking at each other over their drinks. Dylan was probably wearing something amazing, trying to shake off the sad girl aura she's been carrying around since she moved out of the beach house. And RJ knows exactly how to turn on the charm. He probably bought her a ridiculous tropical drink and started pulling her onto the dance floor. And you know how it is when you're dancing. The physical proximity, the adrenaline. They were both trying so hard to prove to themselves that they were fine, that they didn't care about Will and Elektra. And that desperate need to feel something else, anything else besides rejection, just boiled over. The relationship between RJ and Dylan just intensified so fast. I was getting whiplash watching it. It was a classic soap opera rebound situation, but it felt so raw. And then, well, they didn't stop at dancing. They ended up taking their newfound connection straight into the bedroom. Yes, you heard me. RJ and Dylan slept together? I am still processing this. Are they going to be a new couple? Is this the start of something real? Or is it just a desperate attempt to forget about Will and Elektra? Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. They are both hurting. They are both lonely. And sometimes, when you're in that headspace, you just reach for the person who is closest to you. But knowing RJ, he might just be using Dylan to make Elektra jealous. Or maybe I'm being too harsh on him. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. RJ has that Forrester arrogance mixed with the Marone ruthlessness. But what about Dylan? She is so sweet, and I really don't want to see her get her heart broken again. She just gave up Will, and now she's jumping into bed with RJ? It's a recipe for disaster. But at the same time, I kind of love it. It makes the whole love quadrangle so much messier. Imagine when Will finds out that his ex-roommate, who he definitely still has a spark with, is sleeping with his rival RJ. Will and RJ already got into a physical fight at the office over Elektra. Now they're going to be fighting over Dylan too? And what are Will and Elektra doing while this is happening? They are probably having some boring, tense dinner trying to figure out if they can even trust each other after everything Ivy put them through. Elektra was ready to quit Forrester if Steffi didn't fire Ivy. The drama there is exhausting. Honestly, Will might be better off without all that Forrester baggage, but he's a Spencer, and Spencers love a challenge. But when Will finds out his sweet former roommate Dylan is suddenly keeping RJ's bed warm, oh, the jealousy's going to jump out. Will is going to lose his mind. This is exactly the kind of soapy goodness we watch for. The writers are really setting up a massive collision course here. We have the corporate war brewing with Katie, Brooke, and Hope. And we have this messy, tangled love square with Will, Elektra, RJ, and Dylan. It feels like every single character is holding a lit match and standing in a room full of gasoline. And I just keep thinking about Brooke. I know I'm rambling and going back to Brooke, but I can't help it. She is so focused on securing that co-CEO spot from Ridge, trying to push Steffi out, all under the guise of protecting Hope's future at Forrester. But she doesn't even realize that Hope's future might not even be at Forrester anymore. Katie is literally building a fashion empire right under Brooke's nose, using Brooke's own words against her. The Spencer loophole is going to go down in history as one of Brooke's biggest blunders. I just wonder how long it's going to take for the other shoe to drop. Will Katie wait for the perfect moment to announce Hope's defection? Will Hope even agree to it? Liam is going to be so smug when he finds out Katie pulled this off. He's been begging Hope to leave, and now the path is completely clear. So yeah, June 9th gave us a lot to chew on. A sneaky pact, a corporate loophole, a bikini bar hookup, and a whole lot of impending doom. I am exhausted just talking about it, but I also can't wait for tomorrow's episode. Who actually believes this is going to end well for anyone? Nobody. That's who. But we are going to be glued to our screens anyway. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you Team Beatty? Are you shipping RJ and Dylan? Let's talk about it.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.